student actually rewatch it because I have some advice on how to help them how to get in an interview and break down few kind of hard issues. They rewatching it, and over time their performance actually improve, and then they can actually see that. And also in the video that I upload in there is have a subtitle. It actually is
Mm.
like subtitle what I'm actually saying. It's easier for you to read it as well. So I already hit the record.
Okay.
So how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing well. And how about you?
Yeah, great. I just finished one of my work and then jump right into the session. I'm about like 2 minutes late. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. So before we start, I'll just want to briefly introduce myself. I'm not like other teacher where they focus on grammar or how you pronunciate. My way of teaching is more of like critical thinking and have a casual way of talking, and then we can discuss of what you've been troubling with, and then we can have a like we sit down and then discussing about that issue, and then somehow at the end of it we you can actually resolve the issue by discuss about it. Is that make any
Okay.
sense? Right.
Yeah. Uh,
Right.
let me introduce myself. My full name is Vương Thao Ngan. I'm 23 years old, and I have just graduated from Hanoi University of Pharmacy, and now I am working as an intern clinical pharmacist at National Lung Hospital. Yeah, and during my free time, I love watching film, reading book, and going cafe by myself. Yeah,
That healthy behavior.
yeah. Thank you. And about as you as you talk, we can discuss some some problems that I have, and to be honest, um, I I have I want you to give me some advice to improve self confidence, and that's all about myself.
Right, okay, all good. So I note down what you've been telling me. So I've noted down basically everything of all the students that have been telling me. So I'm not sure because I only have two sessions available each week. So there may be some I'll be booked out, and then there could be a long gap when I'm
Mm.
starting to see my student again. Well, uh, normally I would not say that I'll give in advice. The way that I'll normally do is I'll give out some of the experience that I have been gone through and what I've been learning over my career, and then you can choose to do it or not, or maybe take some advice, like take some good thing that you think is logical from my experience, and then you can apply it to your life. Rather than I'll give you advice, you should do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. Well, that's not how I want to do, and that not how I want my student to do. Well, because in my earlier life, I get into that situation where my parents, my teacher, well, other senior people tell me, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. Well, you have to whatever do is as they doing what they expect me to do. Later in life, I'm learning that I rather sit down thinking what do I want and how do I do it? Well, let's say that I make a mistake or wrong decision. That is my learning curve rather than just like doing what being told. So, does that make any sense?
Yeah. No.
Okay, so you're saying you have some problem with your confidence. What does that mean? Could you please explain more about that to me?
Um. Okay, as I talk about myself later, I'm an intern clinical pharmacist, and this time I need to go to clinical settings to learn about the clinical knowledge. But honestly, I'm a shy girl. I don't. I'm not good at reaching out other people, and so I think that because of this, I I don't I cannot I cannot use I cannot use these times as an intern clinical pharmacist to gain a lot of experience and knowledge. So um, I know I know that I need to um, um, I need to improve my confidence, but it's hard to to go out of the um, no,
Comfort zone, that's the word you're looking for.
comfort zone. Yeah.
Right. Is there anybody in the company that you working at an intern giving you feedback about that, or you just thinking all of those stuff to yourself?
Mm, I just think about it because I have a habit that every day I write I journalize to reflect myself,
Yeah.
and and I know that I don't improve a lot.
Right. So is it okay if you read some of your journal to me? I just want to know more about it. Why are you saying that? So normally a person who have a habit of writing journal, kind of good on reflect and then learn from the mistake. So I'm just a bit of curious if it's okay to you. If it's not, we can move on to the other perspective of it.
Uh, Wait a minute, I need to check.
By the way, you have a really good English pronunciation and your flow of speaking is kind of good.
Okay. I today 25. I I'm reading a short a paragraph a paragraph in my journal in a 21st January. Um, it is this afternoon. My mentor gave me an exam to examine what I've learned during the time as an intern clinical pharmacist, and uh, very I was terrified. To be honest, I've read a lot about using antibiotics, but when I looked at the text, I felt a bit nervous because I couldn't remember most of it. Um, yeah, I just write a short like this, short.
Right. So what make you feel terrified of doing the task that you'll be given?
Because I think that uh, I think that I have read a lot of information about using antibiotics, and I have gone to clinical settings that intensive care unit to learn from patients and doctors. But um, when I when I take the test, I I felt nervous because I couldn't couldn't do most of it, and I think that my uh, my learning technique isn't appropriate to me, because when I go to intensive ICU, I I always read the patient records, and I don't um, I don't go to ask doctor. So I don't go to ask doctor about what I've what I don't understand. And no, as I talk as I talk to, I don't good at reach out reach out other people first. So I think it's about my um I lack of confidence.
Right, I've noted down quite a few bit here. But first, I need to break down a few things with you first. I think you get some kind of a feeling that afraid. People think that you are not good enough and you are not smart enough, especially in the environment where you work. Is that match your situation at the moment? So are you
Um,
afraid of asking a doctor a question because you're afraid the doctor are gonna think, why do you ask this stupid question? Is that the case?
mm, yeah, yes.
And why is that?
I didn't know, but I.
No, don't worry. I'm not judging. All the thing that you have been experiencing, I've been going through that. I just want to dig out why do you feeling that, and you can answer yourself honestly. Sometimes you have that feeling, but you do not talk to a person to reveal that what you've been thinking. And one of the good things that you can tell me about that, and then you can analyze what is going on and what should you do about it. Okay, no judging. I'm not judging anything here. Okay, I'm just really curious about what you've been thinking and what happening. You can tell me about it.
Um, mm, me, I, I think I am going to share that from the primary school to university,
Yeah,
I have a I have a grade. I have a
yeah,
good grade, and I think that is this is something in my mind, which that always tells me that I need to do the right things, and I need to I need to give the right answers. So maybe I think it is harm for me to uh, to ask to ask like doctors, because I'm afraid of, like you said, this is a stupid question, and can they will judge me like this.
right. I'm not sure how can I answer that, but this is how I actually normal behave in my working environment. Every single time Well, because I've transitioned to a lot of positions. So first, when I first started as my company, I work at estimator, progressed to project coordinator, and now I'm progressed to site manager. Every single time I have a question, instead of well, that two situations. The first situation when I read something that I do not understand it, but when I'm doing some tasks, if I do not understand it, I'll try to dig it up all the information that the company have in their archive, not actually archive, like the document server. I'll dig it all up. So normally we have a procedure for everything. If I dig up all of that procedure and I couldn't find how to solve the situation, and normally I'll just map out. So to solve this situation, what the root cause of it and how to handle that. If I cannot find that in the procedure, I'll straight away I'll go to my manager or my team leader. I'll ask, okay, I'm sorry to ask a stupid question. I'm dumb. Right, you know me. I always say that I'm dumb. Sorry to ask you a stupid question. Could you please explain it to me? Right, and then they explain all that. And because I do not good with memory. Whatever that they told me, I write it down right away. I note down right away. Okay, dot point, dot point, dot point. And then later on, I'll try to do it myself. Norm. Okay, this is a side thing right now. So normally your brain work in a way that you have to understand the meaning of a thing to remember it in the long term, rather than you just learn for the sake of learning. That only should last you a couple of days. For example, if I give you a string of number, let's say 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you will not gonna remember unless you are a fucking genius, which I'm not. But if you make that a case that okay, one dog walk in a park past the house number two, seen three couple, you see where I'm going? So you try to map the meaning of the string of the thing. You will remember for a longer period of time. Right. So now get back to the case. So let's say I'm trying to understand the whole thing. Okay. So let's say a how the how is construct. Where's that make from, and why is the gap about 600 mil? And then I was just struggling. Why do we have a maximum gap of 600 mil between two studs? I'll just go straight to the CAD, like the architecture team, and I'll ask, and then they just explain to me, we have a gap of 600 mil because of the machine capacity, and the gap of 600 mil, it's gonna make a stronger frame. So let's say for a frame that long 1.58, 1.1.8 meter, you cannot make a two start at like 1.8 meter. You have like 600 mil, one start, 600 mil, one start, 600 mil, one start. So that how I normally make sense of the thing. Let's say it's a really dynamic situation. Dynamic situation here is say like, okay, you read the patient report, you don't know about it, you ask the doctor, and they explain to it. Well, because you are new to the workforce. I've been experiencing that because I'm new to the workforce. So normally what I do, I have a recorder next to me. So I'll just normally, if I have a recorder, I'll just, okay, is it okay for me to record your explanation for me? Because when doing that, the doctor can explain this one. Well, when you in a dynamic situation, it's really hard for you to understand it. But if you record it, you go home and you turn on the record again, you listen to it again, and then for some part that you do not understand it, you can do a research about it. Nowadays, it's really easy for you to research on Google or ChatGPT. ChatGPT can like, okay, you give a string of of sentence in there, ask ChatGPT to break it down to you. You can understand it right away. So, but that how I normally deal with my situation. And one of the most important thing I want to emphasize that. Okay. I'll just ask you a question for you to answer yourself. So when I was young, when I was in high school, I've heard this famous person, I forgot about the name, it's not come from me, so don't get me wrong. He asked another person a question. In life, there are two type of person, a stupid person and a stupid person pretend to be smart. Which type of it are you? Now I'm gonna ask you that question. I already have the answer for myself. I will answer my question. I'll give you my answer after you answer the question.
Mm, I think I'm a stupid person. Want to be a smart. Want to be a smart person.
You?
Yes.
Well, it's good that you're being honest to yourself. My answer used to be when I was in high school, I'll be honest with you. The way that I answer that, okay, no, they're going to be a tough answer. Okay, so you cannot be stupid and you cannot be a stupid person pretend to be smart. Now, as my age, well, I'm not that old, but I'm about 30 something. Since you reveal your age, I'm about 30, 31st or 32nd. I don't actually count my age. I'll just answer straight to everybody. If they ask me that question, I'm a stupid person. That's it.
Okay. Sorry. I
I'm a stupid person. I'll
no
just say that.
no okay. I didn't I didn't guess this is called
The question?
completely yeah, the question uh, I I heard the second the second answer is the stupid person want to be a smart person, not pretend to be a smart. So can I answer again?
Sure. Go ahead. Nothing wrong
I
about it.
was okay. I'm a stupid person.
Why do you think that the case?
uh,
Also, just want to be clear, during our session, if you do not understand anything or you misheard anything, feel free to ask me again. I don't really mind if I have to repeat myself 4 times. Doesn't matter.
okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's okay.
Okay, right. Explain to me why do you give me that answer?
Um, no. When I said I'm a stupid person, I'm I um
I can't wait. That's all right. I'm not gonna rush. This is a fun part of the job.
okay. Because I I I don't deny that sometimes sometimes I do no I ask a stupid questions and do some stupid things. So I think I'm a stupid person, but not pretend to be a smart person.
Right. But yeah, I get that part. But the part I want to get is why do you think that is the case? Why do you think you are a stupid person? That is my question. Explain that to me. And I will explain my version.
I I would I would say that your the question has two answers, and
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah, I am not a type of person in the second answer. In the second answer, so I think So I
Well,
think the first answer.
you can give me a test answer. That's right. Well, I give you two choice. You don't have to two that you don't have to choose those two choice. You can give me the answer that you want instead. So,
Okay.
what kind of person are you? Are you stupid, smart, or stupid to pretend to be smart?
I would say I some I am sometimes a stupid person, but I really want to be a smart person.
Right. Ex well, that part is kind of explained itself. So, all right, okay. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make it's hard for you. So I'll explain this, right? So when I was young, I'm thinking that I'm a some kind of I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid and I'm not a stupid person and pretend to be smart. When I was young, I get a test answer. Okay, I'm in the middle, right? So now I'm as my age, I'll just brutally honest to myself. You are a fucking stupid person. The reason for that is if you pay attention around you, when the person say that they're smart and then they know everything, you think to yourself, is that person really smart?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
for example, sometimes you say, "Oh, I know my husband." No, you don't. Your husband sometimes even do not understand himself. So do not say that. Well, potentially you may be in 1% that you can understand what your husband doing. Also, the journey of a person is a long life of learning. If you know Einstein, or you know, I forgot his name, he write the book of knowledge in the book of everything, and then he asked a question: what is knowledge and what do we know? He write a book. I don't know, it's about the tick. And at the end of the book, he's make a summarize that we know nothing. The reason for that is, let's say, for some dynamic, for some situation, one answer could be correct, and one answer could be wrong. And people always have different perspective of the world around them. Is that make any sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And when I'm saying that I know everything, I'm gonna be fall into a trap and then I'm gonna ignore what happening around me and then I'll ignore the knowledge where I should learn and then that where I fall to a pitfall. It's applied to everything. It's applied to marriage, it's applied to financial, it's applied to stock trading, it's applied to construction, it's applied to IT. So if you pay attention to Nokia, so let's say Nokia at the prime, nobody think that Nokia gonna go to bankruptcy. But now you can see that Nokia going to the deep decline, and then Apple reached to a new high, and then they overturn Nokia. Internet bubble. This is one of the most because I'm actually doing stock trading as well. All the book I've read through that, they always say that do not trust your gut feeling. You always trust the market. And the moment you say that you know the market, that is the moment that leads to you bankruptcy. So I'm not sure it's a bit complicated. If you want me to explain it further, I'll go further to explain that to you.
Um. Okay. Can you explain it to me?
Well,
Please.
normally in the stock trading, you have well, there are different kind of stock tradings. For like, let's say for Warren Buffett, they do in a different kind. But let's say you do is investor or short-term trading. Normally, with the stock market, you have to work out the proportion the ratio that you're gonna win and you're gonna lose in a bet. And every single time you saying that, okay, know the market. I'm gonna be right about this. Okay, you got and that person gonna bet everything into their trading without any backup plan. Because when you in the position, you know everything and without backup plan, right? Because when you assume you know everything, you never have a backup plan. You say, I'm always right. And then for something happen, for suddenly the stock price drop. And instead of like short out the stock just to protect your capital, you keep telling yourself that I'm right, the market is wrong. That gonna go up again. And over time, it keeps losing value and then collapse. So one of the prime example during the COVID, or let's say the cycle of the market is well, is going to the cycle of the market like this. Is going to I'm not sure how I forgot the term. It go up and then when it's reached the maximum capacity, it's gonna fall down because of like overvalue. That's how the market go. So you're going up into value, and then at some point that where people realize that the stock is overvalued, they're gonna short, and you're gonna fall, and you never know when or at what point it's gonna fall up to. And if you keep it to your mind that you always right, you're gonna lose everything. There are a lot of articles that read about it, wrote about it. Some people, let's say you on a winning streak for 10 years, you save a lot of money or you win a lot of money in that 10 years. But one mistake gonna wipe out your entire 10 years of winning. So it doesn't, I'm not, how should I say it, okay. So your track record of the past 10-year winning become meaningless if you lose in year 11. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But Warren Buffett,
Yeah.
he trading, he doing, he trading in different time. He not just buying based on the value. He actually invest for a long time for how the company perform, and he's some kind of buy all the potential company. He's not all in for any company. In the record, he kind of spread it out, his money out. But let's say he invest in 10 company that he think potential in have a good potential in growing. Only two of the company like grow and then go up like high potentially in market value, and the other eight company lose. So he make money by betting all that two company, and then the other eight company he gonna short. It that is the most simple term that I can explain it to you. It's more complicated than that. Is that making sense? So it's
The I
okay. So what I'm trying to say, it's okay to think that you're stupid, and the sooner you realize that you're a stupid person, the easier it is for you to ask the question to fill that gap of knowledge. Does that make any sense?
yeah.
Because
I
that how I normally do it. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
uh okay. I can understand what you've said about this. I think it's like a growth mindset when you know that you when you know that you are not good at everything, and you have an eager uh, to learn about it, and um, you can go out of a comfort zone and ask people about what you don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, sound like you've read a growth mindset. I think it's a book about it. Growth mindset and a fixed mindset or something like that. I've read that one for quite some time ago. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it kind of like that. So the sooner you realize that you're a stupid person, the easier you're gonna ask that question. And it's easier for you to ask people questions that you do not know about. But I'm trying to. Uh, it's in life. It's really hard for you to balance. It's like it doesn't mean that you ask question about everything. So before I ask the question, I normally try my best to investigate in that particular problem before I ask, rather than I'm just be a lazy attitude. Okay, what's that? What's that? What this? What's that? What this? It doesn't make. Whoa! Then you become a dickhead.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
I, yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
and then you become a dickhead and fucking annoying. Like people are not going to be working around you. But if you're trying to break that, okay, this is what being found, follow the procedure, but this part wouldn't make any sense to me. So would you be able to explain that to me? Okay. So let's say, well, I'm not gonna say that all doctor are friendly and all doctor are good. If some doctor, well, saying that is he happy to explain it to you? Well, yeah, good. But some doctor is just a fucking dickhead. You're just yelling at you. What is happening? Why are you so stupid? And why can't you answer that simple question? Well, that can't. There's some kind of person like that as well. I used to
Uh,
be, I used to be that person. Like I'm actually being both person. So when I was young, when I was in high school, if my sister asked me a math question, and I'm thinking that it's so fucking simple. Why don't you answer it myself? Why can't you answer it myself? It's really simple. And I'll just give her fucking whole long lecture and then this, that, instead of break it down to her or help her how to learn it properly. Similar right now. So my sister, when I explain to her about the whole concept of business, tax and how you can use tax to leverage your business, and then if you have a passive income, gonna help you a lot of way. If let's say if you keep working over time and you do not invest in some kind of business or some kind of asset that generates some passive income for you, you're gonna work for your whole life. And when you stop working, you have no income. Well, when my sister in her 20 something, she kind of, oh, I'm don't want to think about it. I'm so lazy. I just want to work and then I just get a house. That's it. That make me happy. I don't really against it. I do not force my sister to think in the way that I'm thinking. It's just like, right, could be because she was young that she do not realize it. When she started dating, have some kind of a friend with her, and then she kind of changed her mindset and they say, oh, okay, you was right. And then see more focus on the study of investment property, well, entrepreneur things, and now she want to open a bakery. Well, it's just an idea, but at least, well, she progress into that area. But let's say if my sister still just happy to work, have a base salary, and happy with her life, I have no issue either. So kind of like that. Also, for another thing that for human, I think the frontal lobe is not gonna fully develop up until you're 25. So is that do you know what a frontal lobe doing?
mm, can you can you repeat this? Like I
Frontal lobe of
didn't.
the brain. Let me actually Google it. So I just want to make it right. Okay, I actually right. So the front, I'll just send it to you. It could be a new word for you. Frontal lobe brain is a part of the brain where is how should I say that? Help you manage to control your emotion and make an important situation. So if it's not fully developed, it could have some drawback. So let's say people in Vietnam, people normally have a kind of a age gap. You only started drinking, die, or married after you're 18. Instead, it should be after 25 because, like, before 18, you're kind of young, you're not mature in your thinking, you kind of have a lot of reckless decision. But after 25, I'm not saying that it's all the time, but majority after you're 25, you kind of mature and you have a lot of experience. You can make some reasonable decision. So yeah, so that could be the reason is your frontal lobe development is not there yet. So that's why. That's why a lot of time, a lot of successful people they say that like when they was young they make a lot of irrational decision, and when now they look back and say, "Oh man, I was stupid at the time." Well, it's similar to me. So now when I'm looking back, I say, "Oh, I was stupid when when I was young, 25, and I do a lot of stupid shit." Well, with me, I'm not doing a lot of stupid shit, but I do not have the knowledge I have as I have right now to make the most appropriate decision at the time. I'm not saying that I'm smart. I just try to be better. So yeah, well, yeah. When I was in UI, I have the same exactly issue as well. But yeah, over time, I've learning that the more I hide my stupidity, the higher the price I'm gonna pay later on. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's say for set up a job in the system. So normally in the system, if you set up a job incorrectly, well, over time, it's gonna accumulate, and at the end, you're gonna pay a lot of heavy price for that incorrect setup in the system. Does that make any sense? So for example,
Yeah.
if you put up, for example, gotta make this very simple. If you make a wall, put up a wall is not normally we call it plumb. Yeah, it's let's say it's basically if you put a wall in a frame, is this is a concrete slab and this is the wall. If you do not make a plumb, which means a straight, make it square,
Hmm. Yeah.
it maybe look normal if you have a one single story. But if you have a 3 or 4 story, just one slightly bend angle, it's gonna make your hair like out whack. Just look like this. Look like an Eiffel Tower. Does that make any sense?
Mm,
So
so
single, let's
I,
say
I
a single story is only 1 meter. You out by like 1 degree. But let's say 10-story building out by 1 degree, you can at the at the top at the top 10 story is gonna bend really bad.
yeah.
Does that make any sense? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that what I've been learned over time. So the more stupid I'm hiding, the higher price that I'm gonna pay. But let's say life is never fair. Well, this is one of the thing that I'll tell to all my students all the time. Life is never fair. The more you recognize it, the faster you're gonna move into your life. Does that make any sense? I know that in your workplace, there are a lot of people that lurk around, wait until you make mistake and stab behind your back. Well, how you deal with it? Well, over time, I'll share some experience how I deal with it. But the most important thing, you have to learn how do you deal with it with yourself, not by how I deal with it. So life is not fair, and there are always evil people lurking behind, trying to stab behind your back. Right. And that make the issue situation harder when you're trying to learn new thing and then you do not want to show your voluntary side of you. Can you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, but can
That's
you
right.
wait 1 minute? I need to tell my brother he's so noisy. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Okay.
Used to this. That's fine. You can only control whatever that you can control. Whatever you can't control, well, I can't do anything about it. I understand it.
Yeah.
So get back to our issue. So all of that information wouldn't make any help for you.
Mm. Can you break can you break it down? I don't understand the question.
Okay, right. You mentioned that you have low self-esteem, and you're saying that you're afraid to ask questions. So I say the whole story of my life experience, not the whole, some aspect of my life experience, just to help you to understand it's okay to ask question, and it's okay to be stupid and ask the question. Well, would that help anything? Would that help you in feeling any better to ask the question when you do not understand it?
Yeah, I think um I think I need to be uh more more active, more active and more ready to uh ask question whenever I don't understand it, because I know that uh in my with my job, when I when I need to when I need to work with you know uh, other people like doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and we work with the patient health, and it is so important to ask question about the information that I don't fully understand, because because a small mistake can um, can lead to the severe severe consequence, because it's about the patient's health.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's a small mistake. What I'm trying to explain is, well, making mistakes, it's fine. Don't get me wrong, I make mistakes all the time. But I'm trying to say that just to break down for you to understand, well, if you do not understand a definition of something, if you do not understand anything, just ask the question so you can learn it faster and you can fill the gap of your knowledge. But for mistake, if you make a mistake, well, policy try to be honest all the time. Is most do not try to hide a mistake. So let's say you make a mistake, you just being honest with your doctor, because the sooner you reveal that, I'm not sure that mistake gonna well affect the patient or not, especially in this field. Well, but it's fine to
Yeah.
make a mistake. Just as long as you're being honest about it and you think about it, why do you make the mistake and how to prevent it from happening again. So that is the most important thing. And this is also require that you have a good manager or you have a good college with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not easy to come by. Yeah. And when you find a place that you have good manager and good college, stay in that season. Well, I'm not gonna say that stay in there forever, but appreciate them. Give credit when it's due. Yeah. What else? Yeah. Well, for example, in my company, in some of my HR interview, saying that. I'm not saying that. They kind of saying that, oh, do not leave us going somewhere. I'll just say, money is important to me, but my mental health is way more important. But I say, but that doesn't mean that money don't important to me. Every year review, I still want my salary to be raised. But yeah, my mental health is more important than money. 10 out of 10. But when I was young, I have a really different mindset. Anyway, okay, where was we? Where was we? Okay, you're self-confident. Let me open a note again. Oh, also, when you ask the doctor, this is just a personal question. Do you take notes every time, or you should listen to it?
Um, if yeah, I always bring to me a smartphone or a book to to write down all the things that they explain to me, and after that I can check check the information again. Yeah.
Right. Just curiosity, out of curiosity. When you note down information, does the doctor wait for you to write down all the note, or you just keep talking? They just keep talking all the time.
Mm, because in the environment like ICU, they are always busy, and yeah, and I think they have a little time to have a conversation. So when I have a conversation with them, they usually talking, and I just write down everything they've said.
Okay. So I'm not sure. It's just a suggestion. You could considering have a recorder or put your phone in a record mode, just in
Yeah.
case that you cannot note it fast enough. So that was how I'm doing in the first when I first worked in my company. When I worked as an estimator, I put a record note as well. So when the show is to me, and then after the lesson finish, and I try to redo again or redo what I've been trained to do. And when I hear somewhere that I do not understand, I'll just turn the record on, and I kind of have a memory. Okay, at this hour, okay, kind of coming up. Oh, right, okay, and I heard exactly how to explain. Okay, you do this, follow that. Okay, make it easier. It's just a recommendation. You don't have to do it, but just a
Yeah.
recommendation. Your phone have the capacity to do it, but be clear to the person who actually you are recording. Just tell them, is it okay if I put a record around here? So
I think it's not.
it's not a
I think
wise it's not a wise decision, is it?
maybe I can ask them for this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just
But
hmm,
but I think it is for the hard question and for the long
okay.
it's the long answer, but with the short answer, uh, for example, yes no, the just yes no question. I think it's
Right,
not.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. Right. Like so that is just another aspect that you're afraid to ask question. So any aspect of low in self-esteem that you want to tell me about?
Mm, I think it is asking questionism is a common
It's a
is
big
a
aspect of it.
is a big aspect.
That's all? Any more?
As, no, no, that's all. As I tell you that as I told you that I'm afraid of being judged.
You're afraid to be judged. Okay.
uh, to be interested and when you
Oh,
no, because I'm afraid of they think me that I'm a stupid person. But after the these lessons, I think that I need to um I need to ac- I need to accept that sometimes I'm a stupid person. Yeah, and it's okay to ask question. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I'm glad it helped. I'm glad it
Yeah.
helped. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you work at the moment? Which part of the country that you're working
Um, I'm I'm working in Hanoi in a National Lung Hospital.
in? Nay,
National Lung Hospital.
how do you spell it? Lang?
Uh, yeah, Lung. Lung.
Lung. Lung. Ah,
Lung.
National Lung. Right. Okay. Is it, how is it? Lung. Okay. Got it. More specialized in some kind of a lung disease or something like that, is it?
Yeah.
So you have to work with X-ray machine quite a lot, I'm assuming.
No, because I'm a
No.
pharmacist, so I
No, it's just sound
I
cute that you're saying that. That's fine.
I need um the clinical pharmacist um work with drug. We work with
Mm-hmm.
drug, and we are working as consultant for doctors doctors about using drugs in patients. So we I don't work with some air machines,
Mm-hmm.
but we sometimes I need to uh, uh, research about it uh, to know more about the patient status. And when a patient have a pulmonary problem like pneumonia, in the in the severe case, they need to have you know the the oh no, I don't remember this word, but they need the help of you know machine to breathe. And
Right.
the type yeah, the type the type of these machines they used can reflect the status their status. And yeah, I can I think and knowing this can sometimes help me to give the better uh, decision decision of using drugs to these patients.
I've learned quite a lot today.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. Well, I'm just, well, because I just have a assumption that with lung you have to work closely with the X-ray, even though you are a pharmacist. But I was wrong. Anyway, Sarah, do you have any interest book that you've read so far that you can tell me about?
Oh, I'm reading a book called 451. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, 451
No, no.
of Fahrenheit.
Um, do you know this book?
451 of Fahrenheit. Let me have a look. I've this look familiar to me. For uh, it's a novel, and I wonder why I do not know it. Fahrenheit 451. Yeah, I've heard about it. It's about like fire, something like that. They have a Netflix adaptation of this one. Normally, when I read book, I just read non-fiction only. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I'm not a fan of novel. However, I do enjoy Harry Potter in some
Oh.
hidden meaning behind it. Quite good.
I I also love Harry Potter,
Which,
but I
sorry, what was that? Go on.
but I but I don't read the book. I watch the film of Harry Potter.
Right, okay. Do you have any favorite quote from Harry Potter that you want to tell me?
Oh,
Just out of
no,
blue. If you do not have any, just tell me you do not have any.
no, I have, but no, it's not a favorite quote, but I really impressed by a quote by Professor Dumbledore.
Yep. What is
Um,
it?
no, no,
You can Google it. Type in
okay.
Google and then briefly, I don't know, what is it about? You can explain it to me. You don't have to like be exact word.
Oh, this is happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the lights. Uh, this is the quote. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not remember that. The No, but it's good. It sounds like a good quote. The It's not exactly the quote. I actually forget about it, but the meaning, I like the final part of Harry Potter. But in the book, the in the fight between Harry Potter and Voldemort, and before Harry Potter mark out to fight with Voldemort, he have a brief conversation with Dumbledore, and Harry Potter briefly just saying that I have no choice. I have to fight him, otherwise everything gonna be collapsed. Like he gonna destroy everything. And Dumbledore just smiley look at Harry Potter. You always have a choice, and he walk away. Do you know what that mean? Do you know what do I mean by saying that?
No, no.
Right. What I mean is Harry Potter have a choice. He can fight Voldemort or not. He can decide not to fight Voldemort, but he decide to do it regardless. He
Oh,
have the thinking of burden. He have to save people around him, and he decide to fight with Voldemort. Nobody forced him to fight him. Nobody forced Harry to fight Voldemort. Just similar in life, where you have some parent they discuss of their children, and some parent they fight everything. They just give all they have to the children. Just saying that you always have a choice. Is that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's really heavy lesson today, huh? Sound like really heavy lesson. Um, yeah, I just want to line it up. You sound like you are an introvert person, or you're kind of similar to me. I'm an introvert person as well. I do not want to go out, so I enjoy my time being alone all the time. So don't be afraid. You just talk to the person exactly to you. Not exactly, but like kind of reassemble and similar. So I watched a lot of movie. Well, I'm not saying reading book. Most of the time, I'm listening to audiobook or listen to podcast, and I can tell you that my life changed significantly when I not by watching movie though, but when I start to reading and listen to a lot of audiobook, it changed my
Oh,
life significantly because one of the most important thing is your life is short. You can make a mistake, but your life is short. Try to learn from other mistakes. And
yeah.
the shorter way to learn that is reading other people's book. And not all the book are equal. Some a good book, some a bad book.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Oh, I do not have really ill intention to novel or non like or fiction book. No, just like don't really use it. Normally, if rather reading fiction or novel, I watching movie.
Yeah.
And majority of the time, it have the same basic. It's have the same concept. And I'm watching like thousand of them, so I get used to it. It's have the similar concept anyway. But
Yeah.
for non-fiction, a lot of time, like you learn a lot of things for that. And due to the nature of us, we as humans, we always explore new things, explore new stuff. And reading that it helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. 1 hour and 7 minutes. Well, yeah, it kind of yeah. Well, I do not want to go to any other topic because well, a simple topic takes us about like 40 minutes to go into. But other than that, do you have any more thing that you want to share with me? I'm happy to listen.
Sorry, I don't have any. There are not any problem in my mind now to
And it no,
share with you.
you can talk about something that you liked. That's right. I don't really
Wait a
care.
minute.
I do not mind about
Okay.
it.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Yes.
so good.
Today, um, Tet holiday is becoming, and yeah, my family is preparing for Tet, so it's so noisy. It's so noisy outside. Sorry for interrupt.
No, it's fine. It's sometimes I miss that. Well, honestly, sometimes I miss that. Yeah, I do not celebrate that over here. Well, I'm just working through that. So yeah, that's fine. But sometimes when I was young, I'm kind of really annoyed by people. Well, let's say for example, your brother just keep yelling at you all the time, just keep nagging and then make a lot of noise, being silly. But when I'm at this age, sometimes you miss that noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you miss that noise. What else? Oh yeah, do you have any interesting that you want to share with me? Don't have to be a problem or any recent activity that you achieved that you want to share with me, or
Uh,
anything that make you feel interesting.
uh, no, no, I now not no, but currently I don't have I don't have anything to.
That's right. If you don't have any, I'm not gonna force you. I gotta change to a different question. How do you know about ABV? And I'm really curious.
Um, I know I know about ABVN through my friends' posts in Facebook on the first lesson. Yeah, the
Mm.
post about the first lesson. It's about uh, a year ago, and
Hmm.
I have two times missed two times of being a student at IBBN. But yeah, fortunately, fortunately at this course, at this January 2025 course, I uh, I become a student of IBBN, and now I have a chance here to talk with you. Yeah.
So, what have you been learned so far at IBVN? I'm curious because I'm not the only teacher here, and I miss basically all the meetings. I do not attend any meeting with the with other teacher at all. They have a Facebook page. Well, they asked me to join Facebook page, but I dropped all social um, network. I do not use Facebook. I do not use anything. I'm just use YouTube.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious. So, what have you been learned so far with other student, with other teacher?
Because that because IBVN brings to me a real English learning environment, and I can I can learn with many teachers from many from a lot of countries, and when I when I talk when I talk with them, I I've learned a lot of about your country, about your country, and their their experiences, and I'm really impressed by teacher
Yeah.
David Sheldon, you know, because his accent is really it's quite hard for me to listen, but he's a very he's very nice and dedicated teachers, and uh, um so with uh, their IBBN's dedicated teachers, I think I can improve my English within 6 months.
Okay.
Within
So,
6 months.
so what are your objective when you join ABVN this time? What are your objective? Just to improve your English speaking fluency? What are
Um,
your
this
objective
is
overall?
the objective overall is, as you said, is improve my English, improve my English. But besides, I want to connect with our teachers and other students
Okay.
of the project. Yeah. I think it's very interesting.
Okay. Well, I think we should wrap it up, and then hopefully I'll see you next time. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Do you have my email? Can
Yeah,
you see
I
my
have
email?
your.
Right. So the reason why I'm asking, if for some reason you need my help or advice or assistance in something, you can shoot me an email, and I'll rank and pre-book a session for you instead of like waiting to book it every Saturday according to one of my students. As you can see in my schedule, I have say emergency session with my one of my students on Tuesday to help him with an interview for his let's say scholarship. So I'm quite happy for him.
Oh,
So he applied for a scholarship to American for a grant in American. He got into an interview stage. I'm not sure. I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for his feedback. So I gotta have a session with him next Saturday. Saturday or Friday. I don't really remember. Let me have a look. Gotta pull down. Yeah, I have a session with him on next Friday. He booked it here.
mm,
So I'm gonna ask him that how it's going. So yeah, kind of happy for him.
okay.
Hopefully it go well. I'm not sure. Not sure about the interview yet, but yeah, he looked quite happy. So yeah, if you need my help, just send me an email. I'm gonna rebook your session with me, and or let's say I'll find another time just to slide you in. At the moment, I only have two available sessions every week. So
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
okay. I'll see ya, and I'm gonna put it. Do you have the link to my YouTube channel? I think it's in my picture bio.
Um, let me check.
Yeah, it's in my picture bio. So it have nothing in there. It's just like my record session with other students.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, I have a few debatable questions I want to go into today, but yeah, just tackle that. I think that's the most important thing. Why is it next time? Right. Okay. Maybe system gonna take about an hour to upload the video. Okay. I'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye bye,
Okay.
teachers. See
You have
you
a good day.
next time.
Bye.